What's up, guys? If you've been burned by an agency promising the world, under-delivering, or maybe you've hired marketing personnel, whether it's a social media manager, a marketer, or somebody to run ads, anybody who's hired for marketing purposes in your company and they didn't deliver the results that you want. This could be poor lead conversion rates, poor people, not qualified people getting into your pipeline, appointments not showing, high no-show rates, or just generally a low return on investment, whether it's in ad spend or just overall investment for what you're paying them. If you're paying somebody $5,000 a month and they don't make that money back, that's considered a poor investment. That lost you money. I'm going to break down in this video exactly what you need to do to hire the right marketing personnel. The wrong person can completely ruin your business, yet the right marketing agency or personnel like myself, they're like adding rocket fuel onto a fire. They're going to explode the growth of your business. So in order for us to understand what the right person looks like or the right agency looks like, let's first dive into what the wrong ones are like. So generally what happens is there's three major mistakes. They generally hire a niche specific agency, which is going to be like, all I do is I know your specific thing. So this is the doctor specific stethoscope. They might know your particular business, and this is the computer. The niche specific agency, they know your business, whether you work in medical, whether you have a content agency, whether you're a marketing agency yourself. For me, it doesn't matter what the business is. I don't need to know your specific business for me to be able to make you money. I'll tell you whether I can make you money or not. For me, it comes down to the economics of the business. Meaning, if I spend $1,000 to acquire somebody, how much money do I make off of them, right? If I spend $200 to acquire a new client for you or new patient for your business, how much money do we make off of that new hire or that acquisition? And that's what I mean by that. So if you spend $300 to acquire somebody, they give you $1,200 for your offer, and you pay $200 to a closer. That's $1,000 to the business. Then you have, some additional costs. Let's say another $100 in additional costs, whatever that is. Now you have $900 minus the $300 that you spent. That means you made $600 in profit. That's what I need to see, is what is the profit if we run this deal? I don't need to know specifically what that is, especially now with the world's most powerful tool, AI. I can actually, in a couple of hours, learn more and probably know more about what I need to know to do my job effectively than you probably even know about your own market, because you only see it from your very limited perspective, which is your business. And maybe you've been involved in a couple other businesses in that similar space, but it's very, very small and limited. I'm seeing it from the grand scheme of thing and also from the client perspective. So I'm able to learn very rapidly. So generally what happens is they hire a niche specific agency and they think, oh, I can only hire somebody if they have experience for my very specific business. I'll give you an example. I deal with a lot of surgeons. So some of these cosmetic surgeons, they'll come to me and they're like, Daniel, can you help me? I need somebody that's got experience doing this very niche specific surgery, underarm skin. Like, show me your proven case studies of scaling clinics that have surgeons that do underarm skin. It's like, dude, like literally that doesn't matter at all to me. I'm going to get you results no matter what. Generally, the businesses that aren't as good at marketing, like they're going to really lean into that. Like, I'm niche specific. This is all we do. And those are the ones that you want to be a little bit more skeptical of. Oftentimes they'll hire ex reps because they know the space, and then they really focus on tactics, which is like Facebook ads, Google ads. They don't really have a strategy. And go back, watch my videos. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome in. But I cover a lot of this and how important the strategy is versus the tactics. Facebook ads, anybody can launch Facebook ads. You can hire an ex rep that might have sold in your market, that knows your market very well, to launch ads, but they can burn through a lot of cash. Launching Facebook ads is a tactic. Influencer marketing is a tactic. Social media management and posting on social media, those are all tactics. Strategies, what's the strategy? That's what's going to make you money. Additionally, generally these things, they celebrate the wrong metrics, the wrong KPIs. They're going to talk about lead cost, appointment cost, lead volume, appointment volume. To me, I'm never going to talk about that with you. Like, I will, But as a secondary thing, first we're going to see like how much money did you make? Of these leads, who was the best? What was the best conversation? And then they're going to tell me, and I'm going to be like, well, why were they? What characteristic traits were they? Tell me what clothes they wear. What gym do they work out at? What car do they drive? What job do they have? Are they an entrepreneur? Are they a mom? Like, how long have they been a mom for? Tell me everything about that lead specifically that I can now visually see. And now guess what? I'm going to adjust my marketing messaging to be around that person. So they don't ever talk about those things. They're only going to talk about secondary KPIs, which to me, those are the only things only time I talk about those if we're not hitting the most important KPI, which the only thing that matters is how much money did you make? The next type, they're going to be very generic agencies, and they're going to have cookie cutter approaches. So generally what's going to happen is you're going to have like a dedicated account manager. These people generally are just walk you off the ledge type people. They'll generally outsource most all of the work to a $5 per hour VA, and they really highlight their system. So they have a one size fits all system. Everybody gets the same thing. And if you go look at their ads, what I would do is look at, say, show me some of your current ads that you're running right now. Look at their ads. What are they running? Do they look generic? Is it anything that's actually about the client's business, or is it about just the offer that they're running? And generally everything that they make is going to be done in Canva, and it's going to look cheap. The third person you're not going to want to hire is going to be an agency that does the blame game. So these agencies, they're going to tell you things like, we got you like 600 leads. We got our lead cost down. Who cares? If I get you $1 lead, but none of them convert, like, what does that even matter? They're talking about metrics that it tells you their lack of understanding of marketing. The only reason you invest in marketing is one thing: to make money. So if they're not talking about how much money they make you, if they're talking about lead costs, appointment costs, schedule costs, these are all secondary measures. So these are things that are telling you how little they know about their marketing. And when you bring up all these things, these problems to them, leads aren't converting, show rate, all of these, they won't have a systematic approach to solving these. So these are all the things that you don't want to hire. This is what the wrong agency will look like. Now, I know I talked a little bit about the wrong marketing personnel as well. I see a lot of people, I think, like marketing. It's a fun place to work. I love what I do, but there's a lot of really shitty marketers out there that don't know anything. They call themselves a marketer. I talk to so many people. I hire the best of the best. Very few, if any, people know more about marketing than me. And well, there are some people that do know more. They're on my team though. Like, I have a very technical understanding. I've been doing this agency now for 4 years. Before that, I was all invested into marketing for my own businesses. But over the last 4 years, I averaged like 12-hour work days, sometimes 16-hour work days. You do the math on 4 days or 4 years at, let's even assume just like a 12-hour work day, 6 to 7 days a week. I've mastered my craft, and I was doing marketing before. Most of these people, like, they're not doing that. It's really just like something passionate for them. They say they work in marketing, but they've never really invested in it. Not only have I done that much time, but I've invested over $250,000 into masterminds, into coaching, to programs to learn this stuff, not from a university. I get paid to make businesses money. Most marketing personnel, they've never been a performance marketer where it's their job is on the line, their livelihood is on the line if they don't make this business money. I think that's the most important thing if you're going to hire somebody in-house, is like, do they have a proven track record growing businesses, or do they have a bunch of buzzwords on their resume? Social media manager or marketing manager, marketing director, CMO, anybody can put a title on, but tell me what you've done. Like, what are your technical skills? Have you spent profitably on advertising, like 6 figures a month in profitable ad spend on Facebook? Have you spent profitable ad spend on Google, 6 figures or more on Google? Have you profitably, consistently created thousands of pieces of content that are proven to drive revenue for your businesses that you worked for? If no, like, those aren't qualified people. That's generally what I see is they hire these social media managers. They can't even prove that any of their content had driven significant results for their business. Same thing with the advertisers or the creative strategists. So those are the questions you're going to want to look for. Now, how to identify the right ones. A few key things that you're going to want to look for is, what's their strategy? I think this is one of the biggest thing is what's their strategy? I would ask them, what's your strategy? And then ask them questions like, what about to improve show rate? So if the show rate's down, what's your strategy to improve that? If the lead conversion rate is down, what's your strategy to improve that? If the ad's not converting, what are they going to do to the next round of creatives to improve that? Like, are they competent, like actual strategies? Because a lot of businesses, they think that they have like a revenue problem. I'm not making enough money. I need to invest in marketing. We need to run ads. We're going to make more money. But really, the money making isn't the problem. Like how much money the business is generating isn't the problem. That's a symptom. The problems are they're not speaking to enough qualified leads. They're not doing enough email sendouts. They're not doing enough marketing SMS and emails to their list. They're not calling leads fast enough. They're not having the right types of conversations with the leads. These are the problems. And the symptom of those problems is revenue or sales. You first have to understand what those problems are. And a good marketer will know what the problem is and they'll be able to solve it. And every problem is going to require its own strategy to solve it. So do they have a proven track record of solving these problems? Knowing if there's a landing page issue, and do they have a proven CRO track record, conversion rate optimization? Do they know how to audit the funnel and the landing page and see what's wrong, what's missing, why are these things not firing, or why are these things not converting as much as they should? An average Shopify page is going to have a 2.5% conversion rate. So if you're driving traffic and you're not converting 2.5% of that traffic into sales, why not? What do you need to do to get that up there? A lead form should be converting generally around 10%. Again, these are secondary measures, but I don't care what the lead form converts at if we're profitable, right? If you're making $10,000 off of $2,000 in ad spend, that means you're making money. If you're making $100,000 off of $10,000 in ad spend, that means you're making money. Now, if you're spending 10 grand and you're making 12 grand, I'm going to look at like what the issue is. Now, if it's a recurring model and they're going to stay for months, I'd say we made money. That's a good model. Again, those are secondary. I know I digress there a little bit, but they have to be able to demonstrate competency. So aside from their strategy, like, do they understand human psychology? Most marketers don't. They don't study it. Like a nerd, I literally didn't even own a TV until I was 30 or 31. And the only reason I did is my cousin donated it to me. She felt bad. She's like, Daniel, you need a TV. I'm like, no, I don't. I like to read books. I personally just never had a TV because I didn't want one. My dad watched a lot of TV and sports and was constantly like in these emotional swings due to how his team was doing, what was on the TV. So I was like, I don't see the benefit of TV. I'm just going to read books. I want to get rich and help people make more money through marketing. So I was very passionate about learning these things. I still am very passionate about learning these things, whether it's books by top therapists or top marketing minds. I personally like to read this. So they have to have an understanding of human psychology. How many touch points does the user need, right? On average, you need about 15 to 20 touch points. How are they doing that? Like, show me your strategy to get those 15 to 20 touch points before you drive a conversion. Do they know different marketing biases? Are they using those? At what point are they using these? This could be like urgency, scarcity, FOMO. There's over 100 known cognitive biases. There's generally like 11 main marketing biases that people use, but depending on where you're at in your business, what some of the friction points are, what step in the journey the lead or prospect is at, what time of the market it is. For example, we just passed Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Those would have been times that you're going to create urgency through limited discounts. This weekend only. Today's Black Friday. You only can buy this today. That's urgency. Or scarcity to be like the first 100 that buy, get it. It's sold out at that point. Do they understand how and when to do that? Most marketers, they rely on, they think their marketing strategy is give me the best offer, because a good offer is always going to do well. That's like the easiest way to get quick wins, but it doesn't build your brand. Oftentimes it can devalue you and it can reduce the amount of money that you can make because you're going to attract the wrong people if you run the wrong offer. Most marketers, they know the tactics of how to launch Facebook ads or how to launch Google ads, but they don't understand the actual offer, the psychology behind it, and it creates a lot of problems. Additionally, do they know the platform? What are the best practices for Google, Facebook, Instagram? Are they doing pixel conditioning. Last week, I consulted on 3 of my competitors' agencies. My competitors hire me to tell them how to get better results for their business and for their clients. I'm not hiring them. I'm not like funnel hacking any of my competitors, to be clear. They're hitting me up and paying me very well to help them solve their marketing problems. So most of these agency owners that I talk with, like, they're not even doing pixel conditioning on their own offers. Pixel conditioning is simply just training the algorithm what people you want more of, which ones you want less of, in simple terms. How are they doing that? What data are they firing back? Are they using CAPI imports? Are they tracking first click versus last click? How are they making decisions in their marketing? And then also, like, are they putting the right budget allocation? From our rep, you need about $100 per day per campaign. For example, if you're running semaglutide, if you're running a surgery, if you sell a course, any offer that you have, if you're trying to get, I want this type of client to buy this very specific thing, you need to put a minimum of $100 a day toward that specific campaign. Most people are doing these weird strategies that I don't even know where they came from, and they're just getting throttled by these new updates and changes that have happened on the platform. And if you want a proven marketing partner or fractional CMO, I operate as a fractional CMO. So you're not just getting me, you're getting me to piece together all the highest level talent. We've got the best Google strategists. We've got the best Facebook strategists. We have the best creative strategists. We have the best copywriters. We have the best email marketers. We have the best CRO team. So you're getting a whole team, all specific. They specialize in this one thing and they're really good at it. And then I'm piecing it all together and operating in your business. If you want me and my team to come and operate that way in your business and help you make money from your marketing, make sure to knock out the application. I also do coaching, one-on-one and group coaching. So if you can't afford to hire me to teach you how to do it the right way. So knock out the application below. Send me a DM if you have any questions. But the third part of this is going to be like, what will the right agency do? So again, they're going to have some strategy. I talk about content first strategies. That's what we lean heavy into. And really, we're adding AI into our content. We're not AI in a sense. I think a lot of people just throw that around as like a buzzword, but what we're doing is we're creating content that's more easily read by AI. And now when the AI understands it better, guess what? It pushes it to better audiences because it knows it better. So now it can match it better. We're doing content first strategies that are easily analyzed by AI. Do they have a strategy that builds trust? It should build you up as an authority. Do they know how to educate? Are they showcasing testimonials and case studies? Generally, the right agency is going to be more expensive and they're going to want a performance model. Why are they going to be more expensive? Well, think of it like this. If you were, let's go back. I love Michael Jordan. He's probably my favorite athlete and a lot of people's favorite athlete of all time. Well, if you go back to when he was playing, do you think he was the cheapest to hire if you wanted to get him on your team? No, he's the most expensive. You pay for pros. You can pay twice or pay once to get it done right. I've seen so many businesses. I've literally spoke with thousands of people over the last years applied to work with me. On average, I have like 15 to 20 conversations a week of new people wanting to work with me. And I only work with about 3% of the people that apply to work with me because I want to know that if I go into that team, I'm going to get results, right? Michael Jordan wouldn't go play with any team because he wants to win championships. Well, I also want to win. I want W's. Not every business is in the position to start investing aggressively on marketing the way that I do. So you're not paying them to learn. You're paying them for what they already know works. They're going to be more expensive because of the experience. And they're going to also want a growth percentage. Hey, look, I know I'm good. I want to make more money as I prove how good I am at what I do. That's how I run it. And that's also how I get the best talent. So if you're really good marketer and you're seeing this, like, apply to work with me. I'm always looking for the best talent and they all share in the upside. So my team, I'm not greedy. Like, I share with everybody on my team so that we can all share in the upside and we have the most amount of money that we can make, which gets my team involved, gets me involved, and it gets you, the business, involved. Now we have a structure to where everybody is equally invested in the business. This is going to make us hold you accountable as much as you're holding us accountable. Thankfully, I don't get fired by clients very often. There are sometimes they generally try to internalize it and then they generally come back to me. But this year, I've fired more clients than I've been fired by, which is great. Those clients, the ones that I fired, I thought we were going to have good opportunities with, and I thought things were going to work out, but there were things that I didn't even see in their business that they needed to improve, and they were just slowing the deals down, moving too slow. That was preventing me. Since I do take these performances, I also have to ask myself, is this business going to move as quick so that we can make as much money? And sometimes that doesn't happen. And then, are they a strategic partner that can help you with other areas of the business? It could be sales. It could be launching new offers. It can be shaving off years of learning experience. People that work with me, especially like why in the telehealth space and the cash-based clinic space, which is where I dominate. I can literally save businesses some people don't listen to me. It's crazy. I'm like, you're literally retarded if you do that. I don't know why you would do that, but they don't know me. So they have these trust issues. And I'm like, okay, go find out the hard way. Talk to me in 6 months and I'm going to be way more expensive that time, but that's fine. They hire the wrong people. They invest in the wrong website. I'll give you a perfect example of a friend I was helping with this weekend. She's launching her own offer. She spent like thousands of dollars on a website. And if she would have talked with me first, I could have built her out a complete funnel, marketing automations, calendar, all in one platform for her to start monetizing immediately in less time than it takes to build out a website. And it would yield better results because it's specific to her offer. And like just a couple minutes with me showing what we do for our clients, how we make it very specific to them. She was like, I should have just paid you instead of this website. Like, I don't even need a website yet. And most businesses, they think they need a website. You really don't need much of a website. Like, you just need a good landing page and good offer with good marketing, and you can immediately start making money. The right marketing person is going to be very strategic in a lot more areas than just marketing. Now that you know how to choose the right marketing agency or personnel for your clinic or business, I encourage you to check out this video. This is my advanced 4-part Facebook ad strategy system. This is what I've been using right now to get massive results. And this is how we're helping clinics consistently hit 500K plus months from their advertising. So check out this 4-part series. It's completely free. I break down the advanced Facebook ad strategy that we're using today. A lot of changes has happened on these platforms, especially recently with AI. $60 billion is being invested. So you need to know exactly what is working and what's responsible for taking clinics from 6-figure months to 7-figure months, and how you can use it so that you almost guarantee that you're going to achieve results from your marketing efforts.